Our own Attorney General Luther Strange joins us on the Murphy Show this morning. Luther, good to have you with us. Thank you for being on this morning.
Good morning, Matt. Thanks very much for having me on.
Walk us through how you discovered about this and share with us what concerns, if any, you have about it.
Well, I learned about it just through media reports. I know that sounds like President Obama.
No.
I mean, I was totally the point is I was totally unaware of this program. I talked to the governor about it, but it raises, as you said, a lot of red flags, and I'm looking forward to getting to the bottom of exactly what this institute is and any issues that might have been raised. Matt, in this environment, and I've been very vocal about this, I'm concerned about this IRS scandal. I'm concerned about what the government's doing with information. It's a huge issue nationally, and then this pops up right in our backyard. It just concerns me.
Well, and it's my understanding the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has been conducting what they called a pilot program for years. There was one back in 2007. Apparently, some are saying that there were some in the 1990s as well. The concern I have is the ability of a private organization to, through off-duty local law enforcement, stop people on the roads, whether it's voluntary or not. You have to stop. You have to decline their invitation. Does that concern you at all?
It does, man. I think you're raising all the concerns that we all should have. First of all, the St. Clair County Sheriff's Office is a fantastic operation. The sheriff there is great. It's one of the best in the state. Their district attorney is fantastic. The fact that this is coming, what gets back, in my mind, to the real root of the problem is this is coming out of Washington. It's being funneled through the state of Alabama. We don't even know what this organization is. And I just have a very low threshold of confidence in the national government taking personal information. What are they going to do with it? I mean, we've already seen it in so many different contexts. It ought to send up a red flag.
Well, I know you're busy with other things. I mean, you've got obviously a lot at your office door, but what have you been able to find out about the state's involvement, if any? I mean, we understand that this at least touched ADECA for a brief moment. We don't know how much ADECA knew about the program. We've heard from Jim Byer Jr., who said no funding from ADECA went toward this program. Have you been able to find out anything?
Not yet, Matt, and I'd be premature to comment on any of that, but I have asked our law enforcement coordinator, a fantastic former police chief, to get to the bottom of this, which we'll do. We'll find out all the facts, and even if it's not something nefarious, maybe something that's gone on in the past, we're living in a time, in my opinion, where the defense of the Constitution and some fundamental rights to privacy, to life, liberty, those things are really, I've made the case they're in jeopardy. I think it's just an area where we have to be very diligent. I do, to uphold my oath to defend the Constitution, these fundamental freedoms. This sort of gets into that area in my mind. I just want to find out what in the world was going on. What's this organization all about? We have to recognize that we want to keep our streets safe, our highways. There's maybe a noble purpose here, but we've got to guard our liberties.
Well, and regardless of the intent of the program, let's assume for a moment that it was above board and the intent is a good one. Would you still expect that someone at the state level would have awareness of this going on Alabama roads on any given weekend?
Well, that's what I want to find out, Matt. I mean, who really did know about this? Were they comfortable with it? I wish I had known, had gotten a heads up, because in this environment, I've spent an awful lot of time talking about this IRS issue, probing into people for their personal political beliefs. I'm just outraged by that. So this strikes a nerve, and rightfully does at this time. And so I'm concerned, but I don't want to, draw any conclusions until we get all the facts, which I'll do hopefully by the end of the day today.
Well, and we would love to, and I know your time's very precious, but we would love to have you back on when you're able to gather some of this information together. I know you've always been very careful about what you say and when you say it in terms of getting your ducks in a row, but we'd love to have you back on to kind of give us an overview of what happened and when and exactly what was going on.
Well, I'd be happy to do that, Matt. And I really appreciate your reporting on this. I listened to your comments about it a couple of days ago. I'm glad you've got this issue raised, and I'll be happy to come back on.
Excellent. Thank you, Attorney General, for everything you do, and we appreciate you, and we'll talk to you very soon.